Tell us a little bit about how Dark Side of the Moon came together, because that, of course, was an idea that they had been playing with songs for a while. They basically come into the studio with the concept all together.
Yeah, the piece did exist. They'd been they'd been performing it live as a piece called Eclipse,
Right.
and so it was, you know, I think Roger in particular had a pretty good idea of what he expected to achieve on the recording. Of course, as an engineer, you know, on the early sessions, they were very, very cautious. You know, okay, is this Alan guy? Is he going to get a good sound for us? Or, you know, and they would, you know, work me pretty hard. And you know, I remember Nick Mason in particular saying, "Well, I'm not sure about the drum sound. I don't think this is it yet." So I scratched my head. What do I do? You know, move mics, change mics, change you know, other bits of equipment and stuff. But thankfully, after just a few days, a trust developed, and they would totally leave the all aspects of the sound to me, which was really nice. And I mean, they had to, essentially, because the four of them were, in those days, there was the only way that tracks got recorded is everybody went and played together. I mean, it was technically possible to do just the bass and then just the drums and just the guitar, but bands liked to play together, and I still think it's kind of sad that bands don't record that way now, and I continue to do so. I'm old school in that respect. But yeah, we built up a trust, and I was the engineer in the control room, and they were out playing in the studio. So.
And no other producer on that record, so there wasn't even a kind of mediating or another influence coming in.
It was produced by Pink Floyd.
Right.
So, and I wish it had been produced by Pink Floyd and Alan Parsons, but like I said, I would have a yacht in the Bahamas if I had been.
But in some ways, all kidding aside, I mean, that kind of was more a name that you weren't. I mean, really the job you were doing on that record involved producing that sound. It wasn't just the job you described to us earlier of press play, press record, balancing. I mean, this was a process of you working with them on a concept album, of stringing things together, of getting all these parts, right?
I think, you know, I perhaps overstepped my job description a little bit. I mean, engineers were meant to just deal with microphones, balance, sound. But I think they were receptive to any ideas I had, you know. I mean, for example, on Great Gig in the Sky, they said, I think we should have a female voice. We don't know what she's going to sing, but we think there should be a female voice. I said, I know a great singer who I think can probably improvise on this, and it was Claire Torrey, who I'd worked with on various other sessions with other acts, and she came in and did that vocal in an afternoon.
Mad at me, you should own that album anyway, so go home and listen to this.
The brief for her was very, very difficult. I mean, when the first take she did of the tune, she had absolutely no brief, and she started, you know, doing, "Yeah, baby," and all that stuff, and you know, the Floyds said no words, you know, no, just wail, no words. It was really a very difficult thing to have to do, and as you may know, I think just quite recently she won a case for as co-writer.
Credit,
She became the co-writer. So good for her. I wish I became the co-producer. I could still work on it.